Welcome to the You Two Scare Me podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Felice.
And I'm Andy. And we are coming to you from Key West, Florida in our brand new setup.
Yes. Notice our two lovely ghosts right here.
They're adorbs.
Yes.
Which friend were they from?
I think they were from Rebecca.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Yeah. Thank you, Rebecca. She sent them when she took her trip through like Salem and everything.
Oh, yes. Speaking of fans.
Yes. This is big news. Go ahead. Tell it.
We have our first Patreon member.
Woo woo. Pew pew. We have to give our very first shout out to Josh B.
Thanks, Josh. Hi, Josh. Thank you so much for being our
first ride or die Patreon member. Also, he's ride or die overall on our podcast. He's like our biggest supporter. He sends us many stories.
Faithful listener, caught up completely.
Yes, he's amazing. So,
Josh,
thank you, Josh.
Thank you,
Josh. Something cool is coming your way. So get ready.
Oh my gosh.
That's all we can say about that. We will reveal more at a later date.
Could we do like a live stream of him opening it?
Oh, that's a good idea. At the very least, we'll get a video of it.
Okay.
I don't know if we know how to live stream.
I mean, every episode we're growing. So by then,
that's true.
Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year 2026.
Yes.
Wow.
Boy.
I don't know.
It came fast. Sometimes it feels like time goes very slow and sometimes it feels like it goes really fast.
Yeah. I'm in the very fast time moving right now. And I'm not a fan. I just need things to slow down. I feel like it was just Halloween and now here we are.
I feel like that too. Also, dun, dun, dun. We go back to work in 2 days.
Gosh.
I love my job. I love my school, our school, love our students. I'm not ready for winter break to be. I am ready for summer break. I'm not ready for winter break to be over. How about you?
No, I really appreciate being able to wake up whenever
Me too.
I can, whenever I want, you know?
Yeah.
So that's something I really, really miss. And then I've really enjoyed spending time with my kids.
Oh yeah. It's the best. That's the best part of teacher life.
Yeah.
Is that you get that same schedule as your kids.
And so that was, it's been really nice to just have lots of snuggles and family time and little adventures here and there and things like that. And so that's what I'm most sad about, I think.
Yep. And we're about to kick it into gear in January at school. That's when things are like, we really buckle in.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty busy. And before you know it, it'll be spring break and then it'll be summer break.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Do you have any New Year's resolutions for 2026?
Actually, one of my biggest ones is just to take better care of myself.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I feel like as the end of the year approached, I feel like I was kind of almost an empty bucket. I was so used to pouring into everybody else that I was really just kind of annoyed by things and like a little bit more like than I normally am.
Yeah.
And I think it's just that I was empty.
Yeah, you're giving to everyone else and not taking care of yourself first. And yeah, you have to.
So that's one of my resolutions. So I'm going to try to make time to exercise more, to read more books I like, to do things that just I enjoy rather than all the things I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's good. I definitely want to read more and be a little bit more intentional about it. I don't mean like topics. I'll read whatever, but just making time to do that every day. I feel like the podcast is my big kind of laser focus for this year,
I love that. Mm-hmm. I'll get on that one too.
Yeah, you get on that one too.
I'm trying.
I'll put you on my back. No, you're with me. I know. Andy and I have a very good teammate situation that we kind of like work really well together. When one needs to be pulled a little bit along, we do that, and vice versa. And we always are like,
we have our eye on the prize.
Yeah, we do.
And we're always prepared. That's something I was thinking about that today. Like, no matter how chaotic or crazy things get, when we're like, hey, we're recording this day, we both are ready, prepared. All right. We might fumble around with all of our technology.
Yeah. It takes a minute to kind of get going, especially if it's been a little while.
Right. Or things like that. But I think we're always like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you and I appreciate that.
Yeah, same. Are you excited about Podfest?
I can't wait. I feel like I'm going to start a countdown. I told so many people about it and people were like, people that I haven't seen in, a long time. And they're like, how's that podcast thing going? And I'm
yeah. And you're like, actually, it's going really well.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, listen to this. And people are like, really? Oh my gosh, we can't believe you're going. And it's super cool that you got tickets.
Yeah.
And
if you missed it last time, we said that we are going to a podcast conference in just a few weeks in Orlando. So we're really excited to go there and learn a lot and
thanks
meet
again,
people.
Buzzsprout,
Yes,
for the tickets.
Buzzsprout.
So
yes.
we're going to learn more. And then our goal is the moon with the podcast.
Yeah.
To the moon.
To the moon. All right. Well, shall we get started?
Let's go.
Let's do it. If this is your first time tuning in, hey there. We're just two spooky girls who love to hear and tell stories about the paranormal, the spiritual, the creepy, and the unusual.
But don't worry, we respect the forces that make things go bump in the night, and we know to keep a safe distance.
We are fully aware that we don't know anything or really understand what's happening with any of this stuff.
Valid.
Yeah,
True.
Especially the topics that we're doing right now.
Yes.
We're talking about some really big, wide, deep topics. Mm-hmm. And so we're just exploring them and figuring out what we can along the way.
So excited about these.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a deep respect for the unknown and unseen forces at work around us. We also make sure to laugh to keep it light as we work our way through the freaky stuff. Not that freaky.
Not that freaky. Not what you're thinking.
We hope to bring you stories that make you question and give you a chill.
A quick warning before we begin. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Our tales are drawn from folklore, history, and reported experiences, but we don't claim them as fact. Some stories may include sensitive topics, so listener discretion is advised.
Dive into the shadows with us as we bring you haunting tales in this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast.
Shall we dive in? There's a moment in hospitals everywhere when someone crosses a line they aren't supposed to come back from. The heartbeat disappears and a single tone fills the room. A time is spoken aloud. According to medicine, that's death, clinical death. And for most people, that's where the story ends. And yet, some of the people who cross that line come back with stories, not dreams or vague impressions, but detailed, structured experiences that they insist felt more real than life itself.
I have a chill already.
This is so cool. Like, this topic is so interesting to me. I think you're going to really like it. Tonight, we're talking about near-death experiences, what people see and what they feel, what science cannot truly explain. Last week, we talked about those moments that some people experience right as a person dies. We talked about people waking up and seeing loved ones, people having a moment of clarity where they're able to say their last goodbyes. This is different, though. Today, we're talking about what happens to some people when their body clinically dies, but they somehow make it back.
Whoa.
So it's important to understand that not all death is the same in medicine. Clinical death is when the heart and breathing stop, but the brain may still be viable for a short window. That's the space where CPR, defibrillators, and emergency medicine can sometimes pull someone back. Biological death is different. That's when the brain and organs have suffered permanent, irreversible damage. So
wait, what's the first one?
Clinical death.
Clinical.
So
okay.
Clinical death, biological death. Even if circulation were restored, consciousness would not return. And then there's legal death, which is simply the official declaration of death for records and law. And that doesn't always line up perfectly with what's happening in the body. A near-death experience, often called an NDE, is a reported conscious experience that occurs during clinical death or extreme physiological crisis. This most commonly happens during cardiac arrest, severe trauma, or surgical complications. And yet, people remember things. Near-death experiences have been reported across cultures, religions, age groups, and belief systems, including atheists and children too young to have cultural expectations about death.
Oh, wow.
The researchers who have collected these stories have noticed something interesting. These experiences followed remarkably consistent patterns, even among people who had never met, had no knowledge of near-death experiences, and held no spiritual beliefs at all.
Oh.
Which that is surprising. You think if you've always been brought up with a certain idea about what happens after death, then that might be ingrained in you.
Mm-hmm. Right. Like if you believe in heaven, then sort of that ascension or whatever that people experience like seems to be in line with that. But if you think this is it,
and then something happens, that would be really surprising.
You're like, oh, shoot.
Sugar. Many describe a feeling of peace or detachment from the body. Some report watching their own resuscitation from above, clearly observing doctors and nurses working on them.
I love those stories.
Me too. I think it's fascinating. Others describe moving through darkness or a tunnel, encountering a bright light or luminous beings, or meeting deceased relatives. Some experience an intense life review that feels instantaneous but emotionally overwhelming.
Oh no. I got a chill when you said that. I'm like, oh.
I know. We'll talk in a little while about a case. The man talked a little bit about his life review, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably part of it. You kind of get a little reminder of everything that happened, the good and the bad.
Oh, geez.
The roses and the thorns, if you will.
And I will.
And I will. Almost all describe a moment where they are told or they simply know that it is not their time, followed by a sudden and sometimes painful return to the body.
Oh.
I mean, you're thinking their body is going through trauma. Yeah, so it hurts when they come back. Not everyone experiences all of these elements, and the order can vary, but the repetition of these features across thousands of cases is what first made medical researchers take notice. So this is very different from what we talked about last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those lives were coming, many of them, not all, but many of them were coming to an expected end. Right. There was maybe long-term illness or age or dementia. Those were the kind of cases that we were talking about last week.
Right.
And there was sort of a welcome committee on the other side.
Right.
And it was kind of calm
and peaceful and beautiful.
Right. The scenarios that we're talking about today are often associated with acute, unexpected trauma, like accidents or immediate health emergencies. So completely different vibe. That's where it's starting.
Right.
One of the most well-documented and controversial cases is that of Pam Reynolds. In 1991, Pam underwent a rare and dangerous surgery to remove a brain aneurysm. To safely perform the operation, doctors used a procedure called hypothermic cardiac arrest. Her body temperature was lowered to about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Her heart had stopped, the blood had drained from her brain, and her EEG showed no measurable brain activity.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever watch Grey's Anatomy?
Yes.
I think that's what they did with Denny.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember that?
What's her face's boyfriend?
Izzy's boyfriend, right?
Yes.
The heart.
Oh my gosh.
The heart patient guy. I think that's what they were doing in that show. Okay. I'm not positive, but if I'm remembering correctly, it's been
that's a
decade.
Throwback. Yeah. It's been, I think, longer than that, love. 20 years.
It's been 2 decades. I don't know. Time doesn't pass the same way it used to when you're getting a little older. Okay, so Pam's eyes were taped shut and her ears were filled with speakers emitting loud clicking noises to monitor brainstem response.
Interesting.
Okay, so keep that in mind. She's in the operating room. Her eyes are taped shut and she's got loud noises coming into her ears, right?
Okay.
By every medical definition, Pam Reynolds was clinically dead. But later, she described specific details of the surgery, including the shape and color of the surgical saw, conversations between her doctors, and events that occurred while her brain showed no activity.
Whoa, I have chills.
Her case was investigated and documented by cardiologist Michael Sabum and published in the Journal of Near-Death Studies. And it remains one of the most challenging cases for neurological explanations.
Okay.
Obviously, that's crazy.
They're like, oh, we can't explain everything. Weird.
Yeah. The term near-death experience itself was popularized in 1975 by Raymond Moody, a philosopher and psychiatrist, in his book, Life After Life.
Oh.
I like that. I like that title. Moody analyzed over 150 cases and identified repeating patterns across accounts. Importantly, he was not attempting to prove the existence of an afterlife. His goal was simple documentation. His work shifted the conversation from religious debate into the realm of academic and medical inquiry. and he opened the door for serious research into these experiences. For our skeptics, which,
who's that?
Sometimes I can be a skeptic for sure. Science does offer several explanations for parts of the near-death experience. These include hypoxia or lack of oxygen to the brain, the release of endorphins that reduce pain and fear, activity in the temporal lobe associated with spiritual experiences, and neurochemical surges, including the possible release of DMT. Do you want to talk about that?
It's okay.
Okay.
Can you repeat what those, like, because you said hypoxic?
So these could be explanations for this near-death experience. So lack of oxygen to the brain, that's hypoxia.
Okay.
Release of endorphins that reduce pain and fear. Activity in the temporal lobe, which that's where spiritual experiences possibly are associated, I guess, with that part of the brain.
Okay.
And then neurochemical surges of a chemical called DMT, which I'm going to tell you about right now.
Okay.
And DMT is kind of a hot topic right now. It is a naturally occurring psychedelic compound that's found both in nature and in very small amounts in the body.
Like in mushrooms?
In ayahuasca.
Oh,
yeah. So at its core, DMT is a tryptamine, meaning it's chemically related to serotonin and melatonin, the neurotransmitters involved in mood, sleep, and dreaming.
Okay.
Because of that relationship, DMT has an unusually strong effect on perception, time, and the sense of self. In nature, DMT shows up in many plants and animals. As I said, it's one of the active ingredients in ayahuasca, which is a traditional ceremonial brew used for centuries in part of the Amazon. When taken in that context, people report intense visions, encounters with beings, a sense of leaving the body, and experiences that feel profoundly real and meaningful.
Got it.
DMT may show us how the brain can create experiences that feel transcendent. It doesn't tell us whether those experiences are only happening in the brain. So is it the DMT that's making your brain think this, or is the DMT unlocking or opening
the
something?
Veil, and then you can experience everything.
Mm-hmm. And people are using DMT, I think, it's not approved by the FDA in this country, but people are going to other countries for help with addiction and also PTSD.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's a big topic right now. But some researchers also suggest that memories are reconstructed after resuscitation. So that's kind of an interesting concept, but it wouldn't explain how Pam Reynolds was able to describe the operating room and surgical experience if her eyes were taped shut and her ears were covered the whole time.
Yeah. And what were the surgeons talking about? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I always wonder that. I'm sorry. This is just
no go. Yeah.
But you know how those really complicated and intense surgeries take hours?
Oh yeah.
6 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours. For really specialized types of surgery. And I'm like, one, I don't think I could stand for that long.
Oh my gosh, no way.
With hyper focus. And I understand there's a team working and things like that. But two, like on TV shows or in movies, they always like put on their jams to listen to,
and they're just like chit-chatting about their golf game or whatever.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm just cutting open this person's chest and, what'd you do last week? How was your grandma? Like stuff like that.
It probably is like that.
I mean, I guess it is just another job to some people, right? It's just the stakes are really high.
Yeah. Also, I mean, if you're just slicing into somebody that like maybe that might not be good. Like, I don't know. That's not my job. I don't know what that job looks like.
I know, but anyway, I always wonder about that kind of stuff. You know?
I don't know. Pam, tell us, what were they talking about? Yeah. All of these scientific explanations can account for fragments of the near-death experience, but not all of it. In 2001, cardiologist Pim van Lommel published a landmark study in The Lancet that followed 344 cardiac arrest patients. Some of these patients reported vivid near-death experiences despite having no measurable brain activity at the time. And the study found no correlation between oxygen levels and the depth or clarity of the experience. This suggests that consciousness may not be entirely dependent on brain function as we currently understand it.
Oh. So every time somebody has open heart surgery or something like that, they lower their body temperature and do all that?
I don't know. I think that's, I don't think so. I actually don't know. But I think that's like, I don't know. I'm not the right person. Yeah, okay. I'm not the right person to ask for that. I'm not sure.
Sorry, doctor.
That's good. Science can describe mechanisms, but it cannot explain meaning. cultural and religious beliefs do influence the imagery people report. So Christians may see Jesus or angels. Hindus often describe encountering messengers who tell them a mistake has been made. I love that. I'm like seeing like, a mistake has been made. Clipboard,
Glasses.
Yes. Buddhists report realms of light or presences rather than figures, but the emotional core of the experience remains remarkably consistent. People describe a sense of being deeply known, a lack of judgment, overwhelming peace, and a strong reluctance to return. It's like just too good.
Right. Well, you're like, there's no noise. I feel loved, accepted, calm, peaceful. Oh, what? I have to go back
to my broken body.
Right.
This raises a difficult question. Are these experiences filtered through belief, or is belief layered onto something universal? Isn't that profound when you think about it?
This is getting very
deep. This is very deep. Unfortunately, not all near-death experiences are peaceful. Some people report terrifying encounters instead. These include falling endlessly through darkness, experiencing a void of nothingness, profound isolation, or intense fear without imagery.
Okay.
That sounds terrifying.
Full body chills. Also, were those people just kind of like jerks?
I don't know.
I know. I wish they would track that.
I know. Well, here's the thing about this. These accounts are less commonly shared, often because people feel shame or fear disbelief. They don't want to talk about it if they just went down this terrifying.
Right. Well, I think anytime you experience anything that's so deeply personal, but also frightening, it's really hard to share that with anybody.
Yeah.
But also, if you did experience that, like, you're probably like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
This is a moment of reckoning. Like,
absolutely. I need to fix something.
Right.
And you're not going to be like, oh, and by the way, oh yeah, I had a near-death experience and I went and it was terrifying. People are going to be like, They will judge you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so interested to know more.
Psychologist Bruce Grayson documented these negative near-death experiences in the journal Psychiatry, noting that while they occur less frequently, they are just as vivid and emotionally powerful. These cases challenge the idea that near-death experiences are simply comforting hallucinations designed to ease the fear of dying.
So
right?
It's like, well, it's not just your brain trying to make things nice for you.
Yeah.
There's
something there.
Right. There's something behind it.
Many people who survive near-death experiences report long-term changes after returning. I bet. I would think that if not...
Oh, yeah. You're like, what can I do to turn this around?
Yeah. Well, and the other way too, like even if you have this amazing experience, how could it not change you?
Oh, absolutely.
You know? And we'll hear about that a little bit in a second. These changes often include a reduced fear of death, increased empathy, heightened intuition, difficulty relating to material success, and challenges reintegrating into everyday life. But in some cases, the changes are far stranger. There are documented examples of people developing new abilities after clinical deaths or extreme neurological trauma. This is my favorite part. Okay.
Stop it. Oh my gosh. Okay.
One of the most famous cases is Dr. Tony Sikoria. He's a real doctor, a medical doctor.
You were going to go with Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
Sorry.
He did actually have a near-death experience if you saw the last film. Have you seen the whole entire franchise?
No.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler alert.
Cool. After you do, we can talk about it. That's what we did during COVID. We watched the whole Marvel franchise in its chronological order that the movies were supposedly to have happened. You're a nerd house too, so I can't believe you haven't done that. I know you guys are. I'm like, don't even. Ryan probably has. I'm going to ask him.
I don't think it's like, it's more of a Star Wars house in here. So you have to watch those in order.
Yeah, of course.
And all that.
Of course.
There's a lot of Marvel movies, like a whole lot.
I know. Well, during COVID, we had all the time in the literal world. Okay. So back to Dr. Sikoria. He was an orthopedic surgeon who was struck by lightning and became briefly clinically dead. In a video, so I watched this video today, he describes standing over his body, laying on the floor while CPR was being performed on him. He decided to go check on his family. So he's standing there and he's like, well, I can't really do much about this. So he decided to go check on his family. And I'm not exactly sure like where they were, but they were in some kind of house or building. I actually don't know where they were at the time, but
right. So we don't know if he was like in a field by his house, or if
he was in a building that had stairs. I just don't know if it was his house. And
he got struck inside the building.
I don't know.
I mean, it is possible, but it's like
maybe he was outside and hit. Oh, maybe that makes sense. But his wife was inside. So he goes inside. You're right. He got struck by lightning. I didn't catch the part where he was before he got struck by. I don't know. Sorry. Okay. So he decides to go check on his family, and he's walking up the stairs. He looks down and notices that his legs are starting to dissolve. By the time he gets to the top of the stairs, he finds that almost his body had lost the whole form, and he was just a ball of energy.
Whoa.
That was his quote. He was just a big ball of energy. He says that he went through a wall and he went to the place where his wife was, and she was painting children's faces. He memorized the whole scene, including all the faces of each child, right? So she's painting pictures, and so he's like memorizing this whole scene. And this later helped to verify his experience. He explains how he went up over her head and through the roof and into a river of pure positive energy. He described a bluish white light that was radiating absolute love and absolute peace.
Oh my gosh.
And it was off to his left. And so he really intently starts looking at this light source, and he realizes that he can actually see the lines of the energy. And he described it as a low frequency sine wave that made up and flowed through everything and created everything.
Whoa.
Right? And of course, like, he's a doctor, he's a scientist, and he remembered thinking, this is the God energy. This is what it's all about. I could measure this.
Oh my
gosh. So he's here in this moment experiencing whatever, and he's like, I could measure this.
Oh,
Isn't that
wow.
Interesting?
Yes. I mean, I guess that's so deeply part of who he is, right? You know?
He says that this is the greatest gift anyone could ever have, to see and to know and to feel that presence and that light and that love.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
I have chills. Oh my gosh.
So he continues floating in this energy river, and as he's floating, he passes a wall that's a collage of his life. And he says that there's really no discussion about it. It was just pictures of the highs and lows of his life. But it's not like he didn't dwell. It's just, this is what it was, He describes gradually getting more and more excited about where he was going, and then boom, he's back in his body, and it really hurts. So he talks about feeling that the injuries on his body from the lightning, I think it entered his face and exited his foot, or vice versa. Like, he had a burn on his face and his foot. The lady that was administering CPR stopped. And when Dr. Sikoria was able to speak, he said to her, "It's okay. I'm a doctor." And she laughed and said to him, "You weren't a minute ago." So like,
Whoa.
She knew.
That's such a great response.
Yeah. And he claims that his spirit lives on completely. After recovering, Dr. Sikoria not only had the memories of this amazing life-changing experience, but he also developed an intense and uncontrollable drive to compose piano music.
Stop it.
Despite having no prior musical training. His case was documented in the Annals of Internal Medicine in 1998.
Whoa.
Other survivors report sudden fluency in languages that they had previously studied only minimally or not at all. While controversial, these cases appear in neurological literature under what is known as acquired savant syndrome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. A 2018 review in Progress in Brain Research discusses post-coma and post-cardiac arrest patients who develop new artistic, mathematical, or linguistic abilities due to brain network reorganization.
Whoa. That's what when you were first saying that, I was wondering, is this just the creative side of the brain that's sort of awakened? But if it's the math side too, that's a little...
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah. Science explains this as neural rewiring, but many experiencers say it feels less like learning and more like something that was given to them. I have to say, this is my dream. I don't want to have to die for this. Or I've heard that this can also happen with brain trauma. Like, somebody gets hit in the head and then they can wake up with these talents. This is what I want.
Gosh.
I really want to play piano.
Okay.
Or any instrument would be fine.
Okay.
And speak some other language.
Okay.
I don't want math skills though. I don't care about that. God, I'm not trying to be picky, but What would you want? What would you want if you got like sudden acquired savant syndrome?
I would want to be able to play the harp.
Oh,
or not the harp. Just kidding. Just scratch that.
I was like, whoa.
No, not the harp.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I would want to be able to play the cello.
Oh,
I love
cello is so beautiful.
The sound of a cello, you know, like yo ma.
Yo ma, yeah.
Yo ma. I think it's like a haunting, beautiful sound. And for whatever reason, it really like resonates with me. So I would love to be able to play the cello.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I think I would want piano and electric guitar. But really, if you can play one, you could probably play a bunch of them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Those skills are transferable.
I took piano lessons for years and years.
Oh, well, you should be in our rock band.
When I go home to Pennsylvania, I'm always...
Oh, really? Oh, why didn't you join our teacher rock band, by the way?
I wasn't invited.
You were. You totally were. Don't make up a lie right now. Okay. Don't worry. There's still time.
That's going to be in the collage of my life.
It was in the mass email that I sent out. Okay. Yeah, it is. I'm going to be right there pointing at it. When I invited you to teacher rock band and you lied about it. All right, back to it. There are thousands of near-death experiences on record, but a handful stand out because of the medical documentation behind them. One of the most widely discussed modern cases is that of Dr. Eben, I don't know if it's Eben or Eben Alexander. Dr. Alexander was a Harvard-trained neurosurgeon who in 2008 fell into a coma after contracting a rare form of bacterial meningitis.
Oh, meningitis is scary.
Yeah. And his was a really terrible case. For 7 days, his neocortex, the part of the brain responsible for thought, memory, and consciousness, showed no measurable function for 7 whole days. His doctors believed he would either die or remain in a permanently vegetative state. During this period, Alexander later reported an elaborate, structured experience involving what he described as a realm of light, a sense of profound unity, and communication without language. When he unexpectedly regained consciousness, his medical team documented the improbability of his recovery. Like they thought his brain was dead.
Right.
They did not expect him to ever recover, much less have an idea of what was happening while he was in that coma.
Like they were expecting permanent brain damage.
Or death. Yes.
Right. Like when he woke up.
Yes, exactly. When he woke up, they were not expecting him to be able to function at all, right? As he was before. His case has been discussed in neurology and critical care context, not because of his spiritual interpretation, but because conscious experience occurred when higher brain function should not have been possible. This experience has led Dr. Alexander to consider that, contrary to conventional scientific theories, the existence of consciousness could be independent of the brain. This is huge. Okay. His book is called Proof of Heaven. That's his description of his firsthand experience. And I'm currently reading that one.
Ooh,
I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay, yeah. I can't wait.
But so it's so interesting because he is an actual neurosurgeon. And so when he woke up, he's made it his life goal to study this and talk about his spiritual experience. I think that he feels like that's his calling, but also just to try to figure out, how is this happening? My brain was not functioning at this time. I shouldn't have been able to have any kind of activity or have any memories of that time.
He wakes up, he's like, give me my file, give me a notebook, let's go.
Yeah, he even discusses that he was invited to I forgot what it's called. It's the M&M. It's like where they go and they discuss what happened with a case after a surgery. They do that in Grey's Anatomy too, you know. And it's very rare that the patient would actually be invited to go and listen to all of those facts about the case, all that stuff. But he isn't part of that medical community. And so he got to go and explain what happened to him. And I don't know, it's kind of,
wow,
it's pretty crazy. It gives some validation or depth when you have experts who have actually experienced this. Right. It's not just somebody off the street saying, oh, you know, I woke up and you know what I mean? This happened to me.
They probably put more value or trust into what he's saying because he is such an expert in that field.
Yeah.
But I think that it was probably made a lot of them pause because it's a step back from the medical side and more like a humanity, spiritual, whatever side to things.
Yeah. And I'm sure this is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of science-minded people, you know, who want cold, hard facts, right? Another extensively documented account comes from Anita Morjani, In 2006, Moorjani was dying from advanced stage lymphoma and had been placed on life support. Her organs were failing, and doctors told her family she would not survive the night. During this time, she later described leaving her body, observing hospital activity from above, and experiencing an expansive sense of clarity and understanding. She reported learning specific medical details about her condition that she had not been conscious to hear.
Oh.
Within days of regaining consciousness, her tumors began to shrink rapidly, a recovery that was later documented in her medical records. While spontaneous remission is rare but known in oncology, her case is often cited in discussions of NDEs because of the timing and speed of the physiological improvement following clinical decline. Her book is called Dying to Be Me.
Whoa.
So she had this near-death experience, and then she made a miraculous recovery after it.
Whoa.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There's also the case of Mary Neal, an orthopedic surgeon who drowned during a kayaking accident in Chile in 1999. Neal was submerged underwater for an estimated 15 to 20 minutes.
That's terrifying.
That's insane. During that time, she later described an experience of being guided by presences she interpreted as spiritual beings who told her she would return to life, but would later face profound personal loss. After being resuscitated, she eventually lost her young son years later in an accident she says matched the details she was told during her experience.
Oh gosh.
It's a heavy burden.
That breaks my heart.
Yeah.
You know, to come back, but sort of have that hanging over your head.
Over you. Yeah.
You know, something terrible is going to happen. And if she knew it was to her son, how awful.
Yeah. Her case is notable not because of belief, but because her account includes time perception and verifiable information reported prior to recovery. Beyond famous names, some of the most compelling near-death experiences come from ordinary patients whose accounts were documented shortly after resuscitation. In the Netherlands, during the same period as Pim van Lommel's Lancet study, several cardiac arrest patients accurately described events that occurred in operating rooms while they were clinically dead. One often cited case involved a man who later identified the location of his dentures, which had been removed by a nurse during resuscitation and placed in a specific drawer.
Wow.
This case was documented in hospital records and later discussed in clinical literature because it involved verifiable perception during cardiac arrest when memory formation should not have been possible. And his eyes should have been closed at least, right? At the very least. Usually they tape your eyes shut when you're in surgery. I don't know. Large-scale databases also exist. The Near-Death Experience Research Foundation, or NDERF, has has collected thousands of first-hand accounts worldwide. While many are anecdotal, researchers analyzing these reports have noted consistent elements across age, culture, and belief system, including in patients who were unconscious for extended periods or declared clinically dead. What makes these cases unsettling is not that they prove anything supernatural, but that they refuse to fit neatly into what we think we know. These people were not dreaming. They were not imagining possibilities. They were by every measurable standard beyond the point where memory, perception, or structured experience should exist at all.
So cool.
And yet they come back with stories that matched medical timelines, stories that included details they should not have known, stories that changed who they were forever. So the question remains, are near-death experiences evidence that consciousness exists beyond the brain? Are they a final survival mechanism of the dying mind? Or are they a glimpse into something we simply don't yet have the language to understand? Nearly every experiencer agrees on one thing. Whatever it was, it felt more real than being alive.
Whoa.
Yeah. We may never know what waits on the other side of death, but we do know this. Some people cross that line. They see something. They come back changed. And maybe death isn't a door. Maybe it's a threshold. And maybe not everyone who reaches it stays.
Whoa.
What do you think? What do you think's happening?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I totally think that they're experiencing something. I mean, that's, you know, and I understand the skeptic side of things, the science side of things, you know. But I also think that we cannot explain everything.
Yeah.
And I think that the fact that there are people who have experienced this all over the world, all across different belief systems and in different ways, but have these commonalities, or more notably, the knowledge of things that they shouldn't, that are happening in this plane, this
Absolutely.
world, is so something that we need to pay attention to. Like that seems to substantiate the idea that there's something else going on. Like there's something beyond this life.
Absolutely.
They're getting a glimpse.
Yeah. I love that idea of when he saw that light and then he could see, or that the light, and that he knew that it was energy and it was going through everything and it was creating and making up everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so, I don't know. I just think it's so interesting.
What color was that light? Did he say?
It was a bluish white light.
Bluish white.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was picturing. Then I was like, wait, did you say that? Or is that just...
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, so weird. I've heard of people who, have that, out of body experience, and that sometimes because they're sort of like, in the air above themselves, they can see like a clock, that's in the operating room that they wouldn't have any perspective of from their vantage point.
Right,
and
right,
they can say a time, and it would be like the time that they were dead,
Oh
and
my
stuff
gosh.
and so I think that's always really interesting too. The denture thing creeps me out a little bit.
It's wild. I just like, the whole thing is so wild, but also, I mean, who are we to say that someone's experience isn't real or whatever?
Right.
I think that these things are real.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously.
Also, the doctor that got struck by lightning, I'm wondering, was it his experience or was it the lightning that gave him these things, like Powder the movie?
Oh my gosh. Powder the movie. Yes.
We should do an episode about people who got struck by lightning.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I do think that some other people who are having these near-death experiences were also waking up with some abilities.
The savant.
Yes, I want it so
savant
bad.
syndrome?
Yeah, it's like sudden savant syndrome or something like that. Ooh, I really want it.
Oh.
Not that bad. Not enough to like have acute trauma, but
so much trauma.
If I do have to get knocked out, I have a wish list. It's in my cart. Piano player in Spanish. I mean, or whichever, Chinese. I'm not picky.
I'll learn any language.
Yeah, any language.
Icelandic for me.
There you go. Icelandic for her.
Are you ready for Somebody Told Me?
I am.
So, do we want to talk about it?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
You go ahead.
Okay. We do have a Somebody Told Me, but we also have like a little tidbit that kind of goes along with this. So I got a comment. We got a comment on our YouTube video from our episode last week where we talked about
approaching
death experiences. And this person had some honest feedback, and somebody told me, and some kind feedback too. So I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. And
you can read the comment, and then I'll read the...
Okay. I'll read
Since we're using this as Somebody Told Me.
Okay. All right. So it starts with, ladies, please cut down on the crying and the personal chit chat and focus more on your subject matter. Ouch. Okay. Here's the thing. I get it. It's not for everybody. Like a Boohoo episode is not for everybody.
No.
The thing is, we really try hard to be authentic, our authentic selves. And we are grown women who have... We cry. We've gone through a lot of experiences, life experiences, and sometimes we're going to feel it, and we want to share that with you. And that's okay if that's not your jam.
Absolutely.
That's okay if it's not your jam. But I don't know, not a lot. If we have a feeling,
it comes out.
Also, we've been told don't laugh so much. But then we've been told we love the laughter. So it's okay. Like, we're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Right. And that's okay.
We want to be your cup of tea. If that part is not for you, maybe try another episode because we don't cry.
I thought you were going to say try another cup of tea.
Try another cup of tea. Try some Lipton. No, try a different episode. We don't cry in every episode.
Oh, yeah.
So if that episode wasn't your cup of tea, it's okay.
Yeah.
Try another one and it's okay. You do you. We'll do us.
Yeah.
But then this commenter went on
to tell a little
story.
So we're going to share it.
Oh, wait. She did say, otherwise you have good paranormal stories on this episode.
Thank you.
She gave us a little kind feedback. All right. So here we go.
All of the stories that you discussed here sound 100% true. And so just a reminder, that was the approaching death episode. I was a nurse for over 25 years. One recurring thing that would happen to me is that I would hear my patient calling my name, and I would then know that they had died. I would always call into my job in order to verify my belief, and they would tell me that my patient had died.
Oh my gosh. That's wild. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, and they must have really had a connection or, some kind of bond or maybe she just has a special power.
Well, also like she's probably a great nurse.
Right.
If they felt like they wanted to come,
nurses.
Yeah. If they felt like they wanted to come and say that to her, then there's a connection there.
I would also hear them saying my name after I knew that they had died. And sometimes I would even dream about them. In my dreams, they would tell me that they were okay, or they would hold my hand and smile. I also had strange things happen to me and to my siblings before and after the deaths of our family members. Before and after death experiences are absolutely real. Keep on plugging along, ladies. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Believe it or not, we appreciate feedback.
We do.
So thank you for that. Thank you for the story and taking the time to watch our video and comment. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also these experiences are really special. And I think just kind of cement what we've been talking about these past 2 episodes. Seems like there's something beyond.
Absolutely. Yes. Wow. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast. Have you checked out our website? you2scaremepodcast.com. You can find blog posts about our episodes, cool videos of us, and links to buy our spooky gear.
Listeners, do you like what you hear? I hope so.
Me too.
Help us reach more ears by sharing the show with your fellow weirdos, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and joining our Patreon.
Josh.
Just like Josh.
Go Josh! Patreon is a platform that allows creators to receive direct financial support from their fans, known as patrons. We are working super hard to grow our podcast, and this is a way you can help us out.
Just follow the Patreon link in our show notes to check out our 2 membership tiers. And don't worry, both tiers include a shout out right here from us.
That's right. You can also help us by rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't forget to check out our social media. Find us on Instagram at you2scareme_podcast or on our Facebook page, You2Scare Me. You can even follow us on TikTok. Just search You2Scare Me Podcast. No spaces.
Remember to send us your own spooky stories for our Somebody Told Me segment at you2scaremepodcast@gmail.com. That's YOUTWO scaremepodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks for wandering through the shadows with us.
Until next time, stay curious and beware what lurks beyond the light.